Alright guys, today I'm going to prepare another extremely simple recipe, and I actually haven't tried this before. I just got this idea watching another YouTuber from Hungary preparing one of our traditional desserts made with cottage cheese, and just gave me this idea to try to make feta balls with tomato pasta. And for that I'm going to use this barrel-aged feta cheese. I'm going to add some semolina and also going to add 1 egg. Now I'm going to pass through the feta cheese this sieve just to make sure that it's going to be very fine texture, and I can then mix it properly with the semolina. Yeah, apart from that, just have a very simple tomato base. Got these lovely tomatoes, a couple of shallots, this lovely fresh garlic, and I have some cherry tomatoes as well. I might use this tin of tomatoes, we'll see, I'm not quite sure yet. Of course I have some nice Parmesan cheese as well, and some parsley and basil, and that's about it. So the idea is to start with this, and I'm just going to measure 40 grams of semolina. 0. Well, actually, I don't need this. Yes. So 40 grams of semolina. Perfect. And I might have to add some more, I'll see, we'll see later. To this I'm going to add 1 egg and the feta cheese, as I said. And I really hope this is going to work. But I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. Pass this through. Alright, that was easy. I'm going to season this with just a little salt, because feta cheese is salty enough already. And of course black pepper. And mix everything together. Alright, so that's pretty much done. Just let it sit for a while, and I'm going to start to prepare the sauce for the pasta. And I've got this lovely, not quite sure how to pronounce it, conchiglione, yes, conchiglione pasta. So this should work really well together, at least that's what I'm hoping. Okay, and I'm going to use the same water to cook the feta balls as well as the pasta. Now, for the sauce, as I said, I'm going to use shallots. Alright, so as you can see, it's not the finest, it doesn't have to be. I'm aiming for a rustic tomato sauce, so it doesn't have to be super fine or super finely chopped. I've got a lovely quality olive oil and I'm quite generous with it. So start to cook this off on a medium-high heat. Then Mrs. T requested a lot of garlic. She's slowly getting better. Nice. Smells amazing. Lovely fresh garlic. Okay, and the garlic I'm just going to chop as well. Not too fine, not going to puree it. That's it. Lovely tomatoes. Knife is not sharp enough, mate. Straight in. Alright, tomatoes are done. Just gently cook it on, as I said, medium-high heat. No need to rush. And I'm already going to add the parsley as well and leave the basil at the end. Okay, next one as well. This should be a very short video, hopefully. And then these cherry tomatoes, I'll just leave them whole, just like that. Season with salt and pepper, that's it. Okay. Now next step is going to be to make the feta balls. My water is boiling already. I'm just going to test one to make sure that it's going to keep the shape, not going to fall apart. And I'm going to make little ones. Like this is going to grow in size because the semolina is going to absorb the water. Let's see what happens. The important bit is that the water is not actually boiling, it's just near boiling point. Otherwise the heat is too aggressive and these will separate. Yeah, I'm not going to need this tin of tomatoes. This is going to be plenty to make the sauce. So I'm going to put the lid on this time. You can see that this is floating and it's keeping the shape, so it's perfect. It's going to take about 8 minutes to cook, I think, and I'm going to add the rest. And it helps if you wet your hands, or you can just add a bit of oil, that helps as well. Just aim for the same or similar size, so they're gonna cook at the same time. Okay, let's just try the sauce. Let's see the seasoning, if it needs to be adjusted or not. Salt for sure, and more pepper. And I'm also going to add a bit of balsamic vinegar for a bit more acidity. Not too much, just a bit. And keep the lid on for now. Let's see how my dumplings are doing. Dumplings are doing well. They are floating. Nice. Okay, most of the tomatoes broke down, but as I said, I'm aiming to get a rustic tomato sauce, so I don't mind if there are bits and bobs of tomatoes. This is pretty much what I was aiming for. So I'm going to finish the cooking of the sauce. I'm just going to add basil. Alright. And reduce the heat completely. Nice. Just going to add a bit more olive oil. And that's it. The sauce is absolutely wunderbar. Okay, that was about 8 minutes past, probably. I haven't actually checked, but it feels like 8 minutes. So at this point I'm going to move these dumplings in here. That's it. And we cook the pasta. It says cook for 13 minutes. Alright, we are around 12 minutes later and pasta is almost there. Of course I like pasta al dente. This is almost done. Now the sauce and the feta dumplings are definitely done. And I'm just going to remove the dumplings because I don't want to break them before I add the pasta to the sauce. I think this is going to be amazing. I feel like I should try one. Let's try this one. Or maybe I get Mrs. T to try one. Let's see. Well, you see the texture, it's very light. Obviously it tastes like feta cheese because that's what it is. But it's going to go very well with the tomato sauce and the pasta for sure. Let's see. Can just increase the heat slightly. Okay, so these are the feta dumplings that I just made. I want you to try it. Nice? How's the texture? Light?
Light. Very nice.
Oh yeah. It's a very good alternative to meatballs, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. Approved. Very tasty. Okay, pasta is done. I'm going to add the pasta to the sauce. Okay, and I'm just going to add a few of these as well. And a bit more chili flakes. And black pepper. And parmesan. Alright guys, what else? Bit of olive oil. Wow. I'm quite happy with that. Alright guys, so today's pasta in rustic tomato sauce with feta cheese dumplings. Extremely tasty, very easy to make, doesn't take long as well, so highly recommend to try this. I did actually measure things today, so it's going to be easy to replicate for you. Maybe I should do that more often, but hey ho. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm hoping that you are going to try to make this at home, and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.